Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Stone, and this is your grammar lesson for the week. We are on lesson 26. It states the workbook pages on your assignment sheet. Besides your workbook, you are also going to need your red colored pencil. So grab that and then start the video back up. All right. We're going to still talk about adjectives this week, but we're going to specifically talk about 4 specific adjectives, 4 words. That's all you have to remember this week, so it's kind of nice. They're called demonstrative adjectives. And the type of adjectives that we've been talking about in the past, it says adjectives can tell what kind or how many. Like if we say the 3 dogs, or we say the 3 brown dogs, those are still adjectives describing the noun dog. Okay, we're specifically talking about adjectives that tell which one on demonstrative adjectives. These adjectives that tell which one are called demonstrative adjectives. This, that, these, and those are demonstrative adjectives. So you just have to think about 4 little words this week, which is kind of nice. It says use this and that before singular nouns. Use these and those before plural nouns. Remember, singular means one, plural means more than one. So they've given you some examples there. This film is very popular. That book is a favorite of young children. They're specifically talking about one of something. So they said this film or that book. Now, the next 2 sentences, these children are here for story time. Those adults are waiting for them. Children and adults are both plural nouns, and so they specifically use the demonstrative adjectives of these and those. All right, it's telling me which ones I'm talking about. Okay, go down to the next section. It says this and these refer to people, places, or things that are nearby. So we're talking specifically about location. If you're pointing across the room, you wouldn't say, okay, this one. If it's singular, if you're pointing across the room, you're going to refer to it as that one. Okay, same way with the plural. So location makes a big difference on which demonstrative adjective you're going to use. Let's look at the examples that they gave you. It says, do not use here, after this, or these. And they're going to give you, those are, sometimes it sounds crazy and you go, who would do that? But some people still do it. All right, so they say, correct. The children's librarian has chosen this book. Okay, so if you're thinking about a book that I'm holding in my hand, and I'm pointing to it, and I said the children's librarian has chosen this book. All right, specifically talking about them. Now, when they were talking about adding here, this is what they were talking about. It says incorrect. The children's librarian has chosen this here book. We know better than that. We may speak that, but we know not to write it. So I'm not real concerned about putting the here and all that in there. I'm more concerned about if you specifically know which one to use at what time. So you have to look at location. Okay, correct. These children want to hold the book. Okay, incorrect. These here children want to hold the book. Okay, we're talking about these children, all right? That means I'm talking about children that are close to me. These children, they're close to me. If they were across the room or outside or something like that, then I would say those children. All right. So location does matter when you're using this. It says that and those refer to people, places, or things that are farther away. Do not use this there, after, that, and those. Okay. You're going to understand that in just a minute again. Okay, correct. Everyone will sit in that room. Okay, so I'm talking about not the room that I'm in, because if I'm talking about the room that I'm in, I would say this room. I'm talking about a different room, so I'm referring to that room. Okay, and then incorrect would be everyone will sit in that their room. Okay, that we just don't. I've never heard any of you speak that way, so I think we're okay on that one. The correct one, those children want to hear the story again. Now, if I'm talking about the children that are gathered around me, then I would say, well, these children want to hear the story again. But I must be talking about children that are in a different room, or children that are waiting to come into the room, or somebody I might have in class next. Then I would say, those children want to hear the story again. So location plays a big part of which one you're going to use, which demonstrative adjective you're going to use, and you also have to look to see if it's a singular or a plural noun that you are describing. All right, let's move on to practice set A. So this is where your red colored pencil is going to come in. You don't have to use a regular pencil at all. You can just you can write the answers in red. What the instructions say, I think this is going to be fairly easy for you. Remember, we're specifically looking for 4 words, demonstrative adjectives, telling me which one we're talking about. So this, that, these, and those. That's what you're looking for. So in number 1, it says the new library is on this block. Well, block is a noun. Which block am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this one. All right, which means I must be standing on the same block that they're putting the new library on. All right, so this, what you're going to do is you're going to underline, okay, the word this in red, and then you're going to write the word this on the blank. And like I said before, you can write the word this on the blank in your red colored pencil if you don't want to switch back and forth. It'll just make things go faster if you write in red. So that's what we're doing. That's the exercise. Very easy. Shouldn't take you very long. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and do 2 through 10 by yourself. And then I want you to come back and check it. Now, please remember, you need to stop, do it by yourself, and then come back and check. It's not going to do you any good to do it while I'm doing it. So you already need to have it done before I start going over the answers. All right, it's not going to help you on the quiz that you're going to have on Friday. So make sure you stop the video and then do the lesson. All right, so go ahead and stop, do 2 through 10, then come back when you're ready. All right, now that you are back, let's go ahead and look at number 2. It says, it used to be in that old building. Okay, that one is an interesting one. What is the noun? The noun is building. Old is telling me what kind. What kind of a building is it? It is an old one, so that's an adjective. But the word that is the demonstrative adjective in that sentence. So you may have realized that old was an adjective, but we're only looking for the demonstrative adjectives on this page. Okay, number 3. Let's use those computers to search the online catalog. Which computers? Those computers. These books are novels by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Which books? These books. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm finding, okay, the noun, and then I'm asking the question, which? Which one? Which one am I talking about? And so remember, I'm looking for the words this, that, these, and those. All right, the next one, number 5. Ask that librarian if you need help to find a book. So it's going to be which librarian? I'm talking about that librarian. Okay, so the librarian must be standing in a distance from me, because if she was standing next to me, I would say, ask this librarian if you need help. So she must be across the room or something, because then I would be pointing and say, ask that librarian. So I'm hoping you're kind of understanding how this goes. Number 6. These picture books belong in the children's section. Which picture books? Picture is also an adjective. Okay, tell me what kind of books? Picture books. Now, the demonstrative adjective is telling me which picture books? It's going to be these. Number 7. Those volunteers will sort the books by author. Which volunteers? Those volunteers. Number 8. This room is the listening room. Which room? And on that one, it could be, okay, if I was saying what kind of room, it would be the listening room. But I'm asking which one, and I am saying this room. So this is going to be your demonstrative adjective. Number 9. Use those earphones to listen to music. Which earphones? Those earphones. And the last one. Let's make a reservation to use this equipment again. Which equipment? This equipment. All right. So I'm hoping that you're understanding that. If I'm going to talk about a singular noun and I want to know which one, I'm going to use this and that. All right. If it's close by to me, then I will say this. If it is at a distance, I will say that. If it's a plural noun, then I'm going to use these or those. If it's close to me, I'm going to refer to it as these. If it's a distance away from me, then it's going to be those. So it's a very easy rule to follow. It's just kind of one of those things when you're writing a sentence, you have to identify if it's plural or single, but you also have to identify location, how close it is to you when you're talking about it. So I hope you understand this. Um, and we're going to play probably a demonstrative adjective game, or at least an adjective game tomorrow during reading time. So we'll give you a little bit more practice on this. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.